My options are Emma or Fee. Okay.
I knew it. So, I have a potential sister-in-law now, do I?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still, maybe you're right. Maybe I will go ask her. I do feel kind of bad leaving you here on your own, though.
I'm fine, really. Besides, if you spend all this time worrying about me, the music will be over by the time you ask.
Well, okay.
He's such an idiot. Oh, Elise. Your Highness? The generally accepted strategy here would be to keep his eyes on you, not push him toward another girl's tender embrace. If you were to only gather the courage to ask him, I'm certain that he would be more than accommodating.
Who did you leave your brother with?
It's fine. I'm fine, honestly.
Emma,
That means I didn't get enough bonding points with Gaius. How will I ever recover?
Oh, Reen.
I wasn't expecting to find you here.
Oh, well, I wanted to get away from all the excitement for a little while. How's your sister?
She's just fine. Actually, she was the one who encouraged me to see you. This might not be the right time since you're trying to rest, but would you dance with me?
What? Me? I couldn't possibly. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people you'd rather dance with, or who are better dancers.
Definitely not. But should I take that as a no?
You should take it as an I'd love to.
Whew, that's a relief. Shall we?
So cute. We're just dancing in the tiniest of squares.
Everyone's still having fun.
It makes sense. This festival is practically the culmination of everything we've done since the start of the year. I'm sure everyone has plenty of things they want to talk about with each other.
You're probably right.
I'm really sorry. I feel like I've done nothing but keep secrets from all of you since we first met.
You still haven't explained the bird to me.
You don't need to apologize for that. It's not like you were doing it to hurt or trick us or anything, right?
Of course not. But I still feel so guilty about having to do it.
If we danced any further, we'd go right into the fire. Fair enough.
Even though we've spent so much time together, I feel like I'm not really one of you. That I don't belong here.
And Emma is a witch. Witches and fire, not the best combo.
That's not true. You do belong here. You're an important part of our class, and every one of us cares about you.
Really?
Everybody has their secrets. You don't need to share every little detail of your life for someone to understand you. But if you ever feel like your secrets are too heavy to handle alone, I'm always willing to listen. It doesn't matter what it is. We'll be there, ready to accept it, and whatever it might mean about you.
Reen. I'm sure that someday I'll be able to tell you the truth. So, will you be willing to hold on until then?
No matter how long it takes.
Thank you.
A cat.
After that, I went back to see Elise.
You think Toa and Elisa are the most canon love interests? I wish there was just a canon love interest, to be honest. Because what if there's another bonding thing in the next game and I accidentally pick someone else? Then I'd feel kind of bad.
But by then, that memorable evening was approaching its end.
Wasn't it that witches
Rean?
wouldn't burn in the
Elise?
fire? So they set people on fire to see if they weren't one? I have no idea. Their logic never made any sense.
Claire?
Good evening, Captain. You must be exhausted.
Elise is on a first name basis with Captain Claire.
Oh, well, it's not as though I performed on stage in front of an auditorium full of people or anything. I really enjoyed your concert, by the way. That's the kind of thing that makes me proud to be an alumnus.
Wait, what? You're a student here?
That's right. I was part of the Academy's 216th graduating class. And since you'll be part of its 221st, I suppose that makes me 5 years your senior.
I had no idea. Why didn't you mention it until just now?
Given that we only ever met while you were on your field studies, it didn't seem pertinent. Besides, once people graduate, they tend to leave their ties to their school behind, especially here at Thor's.
Because it's a military academy?
Exactly. Roughly 40% of the graduates here go on to join the military. Not always the same branch or even the same army. About 30% join the Imperial Army, and 10% go to a provincial force. Students who are best friends one day might find themselves enemies the next.
Rean.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill your happy mood like this. But I'm sure you're well aware of what may lie ahead. That we're teetering on the brink of an era of upheaval.
What if we all collectively decide to join Prince Oliver on his airship, though? What if I choose neither side?
Does this have something to do with the issues in Crossbell I've been hearing about?
Yes, amongst other things. It seems as though everyone on the continent is ready to go to war with everyone else.
Oh, comforting Claire, great talk. Yeah!
But that's why it's so important that we're able to stand strong no matter what happens.
Is kind of a bit of a downer on an otherwise pleasant day.
Though, judging by how well Class 7 has performed on their field studies, I'm sure you'll all be fine in that regard. Here's hoping that I get the chance to help you out again sometime. Even if I'll have to be careful not to draw the ire of that instructor of yours while I'm doing so.
I'm just glad to know that you have her back. Thank you for that.
You're quite well. Please, excuse me a moment. Yes, Revelt speaking. Mm-hmm. What?
What's going on?
Is it Lecter?
And you're certain of this? Understood. I'll return at once. Yes, I will escort them back to Valflame Palace myself. I'm afraid I have to excuse myself.
I'm really sorry, Elise.
The drumming is very ominous.
My brothers requested that we return to Heimdall right away. But as we're going back by car, I thought I'd offer you a ride home. But
Elise, I think you should go back with them for now. I'll call you later to make sure you're okay.
well, all right.
Sorry to drop this on you so quickly, Reen. I'm sure someone from the Academy will fill you in shortly.
Fill me in? On what?
If you'll excuse us.
Don't worry. We'll be sure to get Elise back to the Academy safely.
Oh, Elliot's dad and everyone else is also leaving.
Reen!
Does anyone have any idea what's going on?
I'm afraid not. I've never seen Father behave like that before.
Is it magical tree time?
My mother's the same way. She got a message of some kind and just changed.
Ditto my father. I think it was someone from Heimdall who got in touch with him.
You said father, but your line says dad.
One thing is certain. Something terrible has happened.
My dad turned pale and was gone before I could ask what happened. It sounded like he received a report from Instructor Neidhart, though.
Hold on. Neidhart's supposed to be... He was at Corellia Fortress with the 4th Armored Division on some sort of mission, right?
Oh. Oh.
Speaking of which, has anyone seen Toa or Instructor Sarah?
Let's just hope Neidhart's alive.
Students and visitors, I cannot thank you enough for your attendance today. I hereby proclaim the 127th Thor's Military Academy Festival complete.
It's a JRPG. You can't have nice things for very long. Yeah, you have a point there. I don't like this drumming.
But I am afraid I must announce this with a heavy heart, as we have just received word from the Imperial Government that this evening, Corellia Fortress, which rests on the eastern border of the Empire, has been destroyed.
Well, Neidhart was able to contact Elliot's dad, so he should be alive, yeah?
No. Destruction is an inadequate word. An unknown weapon has erased the fortress in its entirety from existence. I would ask that all of our guests, from that region or otherwise, please try to remain calm.
We just missed a birthday, it's fine. Yeah, or he just left the oven on. It's fine. He just had to go turn it off. We forgot Corellia Fortress's birthday. It left us. No. In the days that followed, tension gripped the nation like never before. A photo of the gaping chasm left where Corellia Fortress once stood made the Imperial Chronicle's front page. They're not going to show us the Gundam? And the sight of the aftermath was enough to fill the citizens with a sense of inescapable dread. All the while, unconfirmed reports that several armored divisions had attempted to invade Crossbell had begun to spread. And in every one of those reports, the message was the same. They'd been repelled almost effortlessly. Erebonia was starting to feel the effects of the IBC's asset freeze, too, and things didn't look good for the economy. As things stood, it was only a matter of time before we faced a spike in corporate bankruptcies and record unemployments. Faced with this crisis, the Imperial government and the officials in Heimdall began working to remedy the situation. Rumors were also spreading that Erebonia's longtime enemy, the Calvard Republic, had thrown its weight behind Crossbell. And with the fortress that once served to safeguard the Empire gone, many speculated that an invasion was only a matter of time. Is that Milliam's desk? Is Milliam missing?
I can't take this anymore. Where is she? Homeroom was supposed to start ages ago.
I'm not surprised she's late. The instructors are probably all busy trying to figure out what to do.
That seems more than likely. This morning's meeting has already blown past its normal ending time.
It's still hard for me to believe all of this is really happening. Having been there, the idea that Gorelia Fortress just vanished is difficult to comprehend.
Not all of it, I heard. There are still some parts left and almost untouched. But Instructor Neidhart making it out of there alive was nothing short of a miracle, though.
Okay, well, at least he's alive.
Those huge railway guns were part of the section that's gone, too. If I hadn't seen the pictures, it'd be kind of hard to believe.
What kind of weapon is even capable of doing something like that? I find myself doubtful that any human could create something so powerful.
They can, and we have one right downstairs in the old schoolhouse.
We just don't know.
All we do know is that it's impossible to make a weapon that powerful even with today's most advanced orbital technology.
And yet here we are, with just such a weapon in the hands of what's always been seen as a mere vassal state. The Imperial Army has their work cut out for them, I'll say that much.
I'm worried about what's going on in the capital, too. It sounds like there have been even more demonstrations going on there these past few days.
Down with Crossbell, they say. Point our guns towards the east. Is there even any truth to those rumors that Calvard's planning an invasion?
I'm pretty sure it's all nonsense. But considering how there have been tensions between us and them for years, people are just more inclined to believe it.
Rumors are just that. We need to be careful not to be misled by half-truths and speculation. If possible, we should find out exactly what's happening for ourselves.
Yeah. Over the year, we've seen how things are across the Empire with our own eyes. And now's as good a time as any to put that knowledge to use.
Well said. We've had quite the education in getting to the truth behind all the headlines.
That seems to have been a running theme of most of our field studies.
Still, we seem to be missing two of our illustrious members.
Well, there's nothing strange about Crow's habitual truancy. Or did he already transfer back to his original class?
No. He said he was going to be with us through the end of the month. As for Milliam, though, I'm not sure.
You don't think it's something to do with the intelligence division, do you?
He just said he didn't know, but probably.
Well, she is an agent of theirs.
It's kind of easy to forget that, given how she usually is.
It does concern me that none of us have seen her.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Oh, instructor.
Are we starting homeroom?
Not today, I'm afraid. All classes have been canceled. You can either stay here in the building and study until school's out, or go back to the dorm.
So, wait.
Has something happened?
Not yet, but it will. Chancellor Osborne's going to be addressing the nation from Dreikel's Plaza at noon. It's set to be broadcast across the entire Empire.
Oh.
A national address?
Sounds pretty serious. And given the timing.
Indeed. It's not hard to imagine what's on his agenda.
Come on, guys. Straighten up. You're students of Thor's Military Academy, and that makes you all cadets. Whatever careers you choose, military or civilian, you need to know how to act decisively in an emergency. So right now, I don't want you to look away from what's happening in the world. I want you to face it straight.
Will do.
You're right. Now's not the time to lose heart.
As for Osborne's speech, apparently we'll be setting up radios in each classroom so the students can listen to the national address. So if you want to follow along, be sure to be back here by noon.
I suppose I might as well listen to it here then.
Same here. I don't even have a radio.
I do, but for something like this, I'd
rather not listen to it alone.
Well, then, we can all share in the joy of hearing the melodious voice of our esteemed Chancellor. Maybe I should haul in some beer and snacks. That's the only way I'll stay sane through the entire broadcast.
Yeah. You know what? You do you, Sarah.
What should we do about Crow and Milliam, though? None of us have seen either of them all day.
Do you know where they are?
Can't say I do. Crow's practically made a career out of playing hooky, but I did see Milliam earlier this morning.
Oh, so she's still on campus?
At least that means she wasn't called away by the intelligence division.
I'd been thinking along those lines, but when I asked her, she just shrugged and said, "No news from the top." I doubt she's wandered off too far.
Yes, but lest you forget, she excels at giving us the runaround.
At least it doesn't sound like she's in trouble. We're probably worried over nothing.
We'll just have to tell them we're meeting here at noon if we run into them before then.
Yeah, will do.
Interesting.
I guess everyone's going to check in with their clubs.
I kind of thought that the dance and the bonfire would be the end of the game.
Looks like I have some free time. Might as well see if I can track down Crow and Milliam.
Clearly that is not the
At
case.
least it sounds like Milliam is probably somewhere on campus. Crow, though, he could be anywhere. Probably best to check with Toa and George first. Maybe they know something.
Oh. Okay, well, time to go around and talk to everyone. Hello, Margarita. A fragile flower such as myself cannot bloom on the battlefield. Perhaps it would be wise to return home while I still can. No, I cannot let my chance for a fateful encounter with the perfect man slip through my fingers. Two lovers thrust together by the looming shadow of war. Just imagine the possibilities, the stories we could tell our kids. Margarita, you could probably make the best poison to have ever existed and be a legend on the battlefield. At least there are not as many people as during the festival. That's true. I find myself worrying about how the children are taking all the news of late. Sister Ornella seems awfully worn out because of it all. At times like these, the very least I can do is make my way along to the church. Hopefully, I will at least be able to provide some solace to those who are suffering. As an apprentice sister, I wish to do all I can for those around me. Hopefully, someone such as myself can provide some solace to those who are suffering.